Welcome to Honorable Mentions. I'm your host for tonight, Rachel Andelman. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us on the streaming adventure. I've been doing this for about 2 years, and I'm still in the corner of my kitchen waiting for those big 2MB Twitch bucks to roll in so I can finally move to a giant silo somewhere in the Midwest where no one can find me. But until then, I'm here in my kitchen. There is a refrigerator behind me, and before me, only endless possibility. Hello, Abolish the Senate. If you are in the chat, feel free to say hello or hiya or how you're doing, or I need help. Please call the ambulance. This show is generally hosted by me and Adi. Adi is off this week, so it's me and my two guests. Please give it up for wonderful comedians and my best friends in the whole world, BJ Jeranyama and Lisa Oakley. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, Lisa, I have to sneeze.
Lisa ate ham before the show, and now she has to sneeze a little of that ham out. So just give her a moment.
Just kidding. The sneeze went away, but I'm fine.
That's called a false sneeze. It happens to the best of us. How are you two doing?
You know, we out here, we living, we on the show, we ready to roast the internet.
Beautiful.
I have a question. Could you see me backstage? Like,
no.
Can you see me, or you guys can't see me?
I'm teching the show, so I can see, but I was not paying attention to whatever you were doing.
Okay. because I realized I was just eating cheese and dancing to the 2MB Studios music, and then I was like, oh, I might be being watched.
That's the vibe. Go ahead, do that.
I do want you to do that again, either on the show or later in a video you send to me for my own enjoyment, because it does sound extremely charming. So please do that.
Yeah, well, the cheese is gone. I ate it all before the show. But I do have carrots, which are much louder. Rachel, I didn't know. I'm sorry, but I didn't know.
Okay.
In my brain, I just pictured that room that you're in to be your bedroom, and I never questioned that there was just a full-size fridge in your bedroom. Like, I was just like, yeah, that's fine. Like, because I've seen you open the fridge before.
Yeah.
But that never made it go, oh, that's a kitchen. I was like, oh, that's interesting. They keep the fridge in Rachel's room.
Yeah, that is funny. That I don't know what to say. I don't know how I feel about the idea of a big fridge being in my bedroom. I feel like, I mean, I guess that would be cool to have a bedroom fridge.
Oh, it's the dream.
It's the dream.
I always wanted, when I was a kid, I always wanted a mini fridge in my room. Like, that was like a big thing that I always asked for. And my mom was like, no, there's no reason for that. I was like, but I want to keep my seltzers cold and not have to leave my room to get them. And she was like, no.
That's the whole reason I went to college. Education, nah. The mini fridges, yep.
Mini fridge, you know?
Do you feel like food is better when it's in a mini fridge? Like, I don't know, like it gets special attention from the refrigerator because
it's like an air fryer, right? Air fryers are exist because of how small they are. Like, they're just a convection oven, but because they're so small, they're able to like really get the heat all over the food. So that's like the same as a mini fridge, which is like it's smaller, so it gets the cold all over. I'm a scientist.
You heard it here, folks.
Rachel, I did also want to ask one more thing. I'm sorry, I've talked so much already, but
no, it's great.
I believe my mom is watching this, and she is also watching the Warriors game. But they're behind. So can we just, like, since we're on Twitter, like, just no Warriors game spoilers if that's possible?
That's fine. I'm really paying attention to the Celtics and the Heat, but I'm like whoever wins the Mavericks versus the Warriors, the Celtics will be ready for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are fighting words. I might be getting a text soon from my mother.
BJ, are you following the conference finals at all?
I have been following it a little bit, and let whoever wins wins. I don't know. The Celtics are the one Boston franchise that I'm like, I can kind of root for them, but at the same time, I'm a Boston hater, so kind of let you lose, but I don't really care either way. The Detroit Pistons are my team, and they suck.
Well, you heard it here first. I was gonna wear this for the show, but it's so hot I can't. It's like a sweatshirt.
Is that a Warriors? Is that a Warriors jersey?
It's a sweatshirt.
Thompson.
It's a sweatshirt.
Is Thompson? The only Warriors a player I know is Steph Curry. I don't know the other ones.
My mom has the matching jacket of that with the Steph Curry on.
If you know anything about the Warriors team members, please let us know in the comments.
I think we got it right there.
Yeah, I told you, but if you don't want to believe me, that's fine.
I got really into basketball 2 months ago. We're learning a lot. I got really into basketball 2 months ago, so every time the Celtics face another basketball team, I have to like learn a whole new bunch of lore about that team. I'm like, it's
a fun part of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm learning
Rachel,
a lot. Yeah,
you're kind of like, there was a period, I think, like during the NBA bubble when Halsey, the pop star, really
Yeah.
got into basketball and created another account called Halsey and One, and like NBA Twitter was like, "Is this like Halsey? Who is this? What is this? Is this like another person?" And she was just like, "You know what? I like basketball. I wanted a separate, dedicated account for it." And then she tweeted for like 2 months and then went away.
Oh. She's like, that's enough basketball for me. I'm done.
Well, that happened to me that I was here and my family loves basketball and I lived here for a couple of years. Like for a couple of years I was here a lot in like that time of year when like the playoffs were happening. So I learned so much about basketball. So I know so much about those 2 years of basketball and then like I didn't watch for a long time. So now whenever I see players, I'm like, oh, it's that guy from the one team. And everybody's like, they haven't been on that team in a really long time.
Over the 2 years. And where is here for the audience?
Oh, here is in California. Sort of Bay Area. I get yelled at sometimes when I say that, but I do maintain that it's the Bay Area. I see how I said it real quiet because I don't know. Anyway. And yeah, and those years were the first year the Warriors won the finals and then the second year. Yeah, so 2013, 2012, 2013, and no, 2013, 2014, and then 2014, 2015, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and they're called Golden State because they didn't want to commit to a city, which they didn't because they changed cities since then. They're literally in a different city from when I cared a lot about it. So, but yeah, my family all cared about basketball for all that time, but I just like finally was paying attention and then, yeah. So I know a lot from those years. Quiz me. Don't quiz me. Please don't quiz me. Please don't quiz me. I'm so afraid of being quizzed.
I'm just like I don't know enough about basketball to formulate a quiz. I'm just still learning like the terms, like the pick and roll and the drive and kick. I'm still learning what the different positions do and whether it's good that point guard has. If they score 19 points in a game, is that good or bad? And it depends, guys. It really does.
That's so true.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up. I'm listening to a Bill Simmons podcast where they just they recap the games, and it's like half I understand and half it's still gibberish. But I think as the more I listen, the more it will make sense to me.
Hey, yo, but I think the chat knows. The chat says loves when a basketball player does the chopper bop. We got our chopper boppers in the chat. Hey.
That is some deep 2MB lore. If you weren't there, then we're not explaining it.
No,
that's great. I don't know.
2010, deep in the pandemic.
Did you say 2010?
I said 2010. Yeah. Well, who cares? It wasn't 2010.
BJ's pandemic started in 2010.
Yeah.
BJ knew about the pandemic way before the rest of us, and he did not give us any notice.
Why would I? I'm making so much money on masks.
Yeah.
I'm the KN95 guy. I'm the only one supplying it.
You're the guy?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. Thank you. Thank you for your masks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You wear
I have one right here. No, this is an actual N95. Sorry, I'm cheating.
Oh, I hate those guys at the N95. They're the worst.
Yeah, you guys have like a comedic rivalry between the two of you.
Like left Twix and right Twix.
Ah.
So this has been the preamble for the show. This is when I let the guests on the show just talk about whatever they want, and that's the preamble. But we're going to move into the meat of the show right now. It feels like a good segue point. So this show is about tweets, and we cover the best tweets of the week, the most popular, the most salient, and the best to create conversations from. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get into those tweets right now because I looked for them, and so why don't we look at them? Let's see. We're going to go into my drafts folder. You got some strong tweets in my drafts folder, and we're going to just click on the first one I have.
How do you know which tweet is which?
I do not.
That's the best. That's
it's
the
improv.
best. It's just a random generator, you know?
I mean, I chose them all beforehand, so you're all good.
Semi-random.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like got a lot going on. We started complicated.
Yeah. So, this is a political tweet. This has almost 31,000 likes, and it says, "Look, here's all I'm saying. The first image is local wildflower seeds. Second image is a cheese shaker. The third image is an electric unicycle for sale, and the fourth image is a list of local golf courses."
Ah,
So this is how you do politics on Twitter. You can't say what you want to do because everything that is good to do is illegal. All you can do is post 4 related images in a row, and that's how you do Twitter politics.
I might
yeah.
be dumb here, but I don't even know what's going on. Can someone explain this to me? Like I'm
Oh, because golf courses are like just a bunch of land that could be used for useful things or left for the environment to just do its thing, but instead they are just like wastelands of water usage and chemicals. So that rich people can walk around and hit balls, is I think the commentary that they're making here, and it's sort of an idea of like, oh, well, what if we just like planted like native flowers so that they, could instead do that. My thing is that like golf courses are like a wasteland of like chemicals and stuff. I feel like it couldn't sustain any other kind of life.
Mm.
Like I feel like they're very much specifically trying to grow grass, and they're doing a lot to make sure that wildflowers don't grow in there.
Mm.
Like, but maybe it would make it harder.
I have no clue. I have in the past 8 months, I've gone golfing twice because I have one very wealthy friend, and like all my friends, we might come from different backgrounds and stuff like that, but generally it's like in the middle class range. And then I have one friend that is in the billionaire range and always wants to go golfing. So I've recently gone golfing, and those places. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you don't have to tell me, but blink once if it's Jeff Bezos.
I'll never tell Jeff. I'll never tell them.
I'm doing a Google image search for BJ's rich friend.
Oh my god, my whole right after I asked you that question, my whole screen froze and I couldn't hear anything you said or see your face.
Recording artist BJ the Chicago Kid and Taylor Rich Byron. Probably not them. A lot of BJ Novaks. I assume that BJ's rich friend is not BJ Novak, although you have
Although
to.
I am friends with BJ Novak. We are in the BJ clan.
Yeah, do all BJs know each other?
Yep, I know BJ the Chicago Kid too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I do wish this Google search were longer. I feel like there should be more results.
Take off the safe search and it will be longer.
Oh no, that's we have to keep the safe search on for the show. We learned it the hard way, BJ.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have, I could imagine.
BJ, what's his first name? Your rich friend.
Oh, it's Kevin.
Kevin? Okay, I'm gonna believe.
Costner?
I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, we're getting some Kevin.
Oh my god, it must be that guy who's clearly on a golf course. Wait, scroll up. Oh no, he's dead. I'm sorry.
Ooh, that's an obituary, folks.
Yeah, obituaries pop up and they ruin funny Google image searches.
I'm so sorry to that Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. But this guy does look like he plays golf.
He does look like he plays golf.
Yeah.
And his name is Kevin.
His name's Kevin Yu. He looks like he would take BJ around a golf course while talking about rich people stuff, like how there needs to be like a colony on Mars, and that you can pay for it by your service to the people who are already there. Yeah, so BJ, would you say that you enjoy golfing?
Do I enjoy? Here's the thing with golfing. I'm not like a huge golfer. I just never lived in a period where I was golfing a lot. Golfing is based on like the people that you bring there. Because I've gone actually golfing beforehand with like some stuffy old dudes and it sucked. But then I went golfing with like a bunch of like a bunch of friends that were like really fun, really nice, and we didn't care about the score. And it was just hanging out with your friends on the golf course. Now, our golf course is probably killing the environment. Lisa's already told you. It probably is. But
Yeah.
if you're going to kill the environment, might as well do it with your friends.
Yep. That's what I always say.
That's what I also
Um,
say from now on.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I've golfed. It's been fine.
Yeah. I've only ever mini golfed, and I found the experience infuriating.
What about
Yeah.
it was so infuriating?
Because the ball, because you're trying to get the ball to do something really specific, and it won't go through, and you just feel so stupid. You're like, I should be smart enough to get this ball through these legs or through this windmill. Like, why am I so dumb? I can't
Yeah.
solve this course.
I hear what you're saying. I definitely I hear what you're saying.
The windmill's tricky. Though I have to say, like, you have to be you have to have a certain type of talent, especially when it goes into like water or something like that. The water will get you. And the water is usually like dyed green or red or purple. And that's not my favorite color of water. I like the classics, folks.
I think it's because I used to play soccer, and so I feel like relatively confident that if I kick a ball, that I know where it's going to go. And with the introduction of like a mediator, an intermediate object of the club, I lose that confidence.
Mm.
I'm
You
like,
played
this is not.
soccer? What soccer did you play?
I played American soccer.
And
I
American
don't know
soccer
what
is actually gridiron football. So
that
just
question felt normal in my head.
Yeah.
And
But
then it didn't make sense when I said it out loud.
in terms of position, I really enjoyed playing goalie. I was a really good goalie, I think. And yeah, I really loved playing goalie because I didn't have to run as much. And I just got to freak people out when I ran out and was super aggressive. And they never called a penalty on me because they don't do that to goalies. So you can really, there's really no law when you're a goalie.
you
Yeah,
cannot
Rachel
do
once shot someone while she was goalie and they didn't say anything.
Yeah, yeah, I shot the sheriff because he was on the field.
Rachel, I think I have the solution for this. You want to play mini golf, but you don't like, the actual golfing part of it. You don't want to hit it with a putter or whatever. Have you tried footy golf?
Oh, I've never tried footy golf, but this sounds immediately more up my alley.
You should look it up. You can play golf, but with your foot.
This sounds like what I've been looking for my whole life. This sounds quite good.
You were
I'm
born.
so glad.
We're gonna move on to a new tweet now. This is kind of a sweet tweet. This is not necessarily a funny tweet, but I think that not every
Oh
tweet
my
we
god.
examine on the show has to be really funny. Sometimes they can be.
Is everything okay, Rachel?
What? What do you mean? Am I okay?
I said, is everything okay?
Yeah. Why? Why are you asking that?
I don't know. This tweet just feels like a kind of a cry for help.
I mean, I chose it because it has almost 200,000 likes.
Okay.
It seems like the internet has a cry for help.
Okay, so Rachel is just exposing the internet's cry for help.
No, Rachel has a cry for help as well.
Okay.
We all have. Okay, let me just fucking read it. It goes.
I'm sorry.
Everyone, shut up. Trash Jones at J Zucks writes, I think maybe one part of breakups people underestimate is how people in love develop their own sort of language and a rich shared world of characters and motifs. Then when the relationship ends, there's a special loneliness in realizing you'll never speak that language again. And again, I just chose it. Not every tweet we examine on this show will be funny. I just liked it because I thought it was insightful. I thought it was interesting. And it got a lot of likes. And so I was wondering if you guys, if this resonates with either of you, if you've discovered this to be true in your own world. And I just thought it'd be a nice conversation starter.
It's so sad. I'm so sad. This made me so sad.
I'm sorry, but I just wanted to start a conversation on the show.
I do like that first comment is, hey, why say this? Why say this?
Hey, period. Why say this?
Yeah, we all know that this is true. Like, you don't gotta convince us about this. We went on the internet to run away from this sad reality.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's really poignant. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I guess, like, do you guys, again, this is meant to be a conversation starter. Do you guys feel like there's, like, language you missed with, like, a previous person? Or is it too sad to even initiate this conversation?
I don't know.
I definitely had. Like,
I don't know what to say.
I had bits with like ex-girlfriends where it was like, "Oh, this is a funny bit," and it's like, "Well, should I like use this in my comedy?" No, I can't do it. There's too much, stuff that's around it. So it's just gone into the universe, a beautiful memory. But now I'm better for it.
Is it like really sad that I actually can't think of like one thing that this applies to in a relationship I've had? I just like this made me emotional because I feel like I've read books where people broke up and felt this way.
They also said in friendships. That can happen in friendships too.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever broken up with a friend.
I do like this quote tweet. My ex being heartbroken because he can't argue with me about every little thing and call me a hoe.
I'd like to believe that the person who tweeted it is in fact their ex, and that their reply tweeting being like a straight direct call out. That's what I hope is happening there.
I love that. I love the idea that every single person quote tweeting them is one of their exes.
Is one of their exes. Yeah, they just date everyone.
Did someone say it got me fucked up in econ? What the fuck?
Yeah, some people are in high school. I learned that today.
I can imagine them just talking about like marginal revenue and returns and all that stuff and like, hey, are you okay? Yeah, it's just so much. I can't believe about this total profit. It's crazy.
When the demand goes up, the prices also go up.
Oh, the inverse relationship between inflation and interest.
Oh, it's a good bit. But yeah, that's that tweet. If you like it, if you like to be sad, go to Trash Jones's tweet right here. We're gonna move on. Just from Lisa's silence, I assume she's shell shocked.
That really got me because I was looking for a joke and then it just kept not being a joke, and then at the end I felt empty.
I'm sorry. Here's a funnier one. Ruri Fahi writes, seeing a lot of gossip about again, which is bad news. Goths are the harbinger of recession, whether it's the 2008 recession, the 1980s recession, or 5th century Rome and the collapse of the empire. They may not be the cause, but they are the warning we should heed.
This is just accurate. I mean, I mean, the tweeter over here came with the facts, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Actually, though, I disagree. Aren't there just always goths around?
I think there are times when they are more prominent in the culture than others.
I also haven't heard much about goths. Is that my fault, or am I missing all of the goths?
You're missing the goths.
I haven't really been going anywhere because of COVID, so I haven't been out to witness them. But like, are they?
Did you not have anyone in your high school who dressed like this, Lisa?
Well, I went to a school where we were required to wear polo shirts, so
Oh,
So you went to a lame school.
yeah. There was a girl who wore cat ears.
yeah.
Her name was Cat,
Mm.
That's
but with
staying
a
on brand.
K. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I've seen goths an equal amount for my entire life.
Yeah, I think that
So I'm sorry.
yeah, you may have like experienced like the goth lull. Like I feel like the goths were more prominent. I think they're coming back. I think there is a resurgence of goths, and not just because My Chemical Romance is getting back together, but I think that's definitely a sign again of the times.
Maybe it's My Chemical Romance's fault, all of the downfalls of all these things. Like, what if they're eternal and they were the reason for the fall of the Roman Empire?
I can see that. Gerard does definitely look like someone that could be in multiple
Yeah.
centuries.
You know that lyric, when I was a young boy, my father took me into the city? We don't know what city that was. It could have been ancient Rome.
Yeah, they could be very,
Century.
very old, but not vampires. Just endless beings.
Yeah.
But
God,
honestly,
that
though,
really gets me in my feels thinking about My Chemical Romance.
teenagers do scare the living shit out of me. I mean,
Yeah.
they had that one right.
Yeah. And it's because they are eternal and they're worried that teenagers will be able to tell.
They're the only beings that can see right through My Chemical
Yeah.
Romance.
Yeah. Once you turn 20, you no longer can sense whether someone's a time traveler.
So yeah, beware the tide of goths. We're gonna move on to another tweet. This tweet has a lot of replies that I want to like explore for a
Hey,
little
Chrissy
while.
Yamaguchi, man, before you get into the tweet,
Yeah.
was a guest on Whatever It Takes.
Yeah.
I know Will Poole very well. Waffle House.
Yeah, and he has the semi-viral tweet. What happened at your school that sounds like an urban legend but was real? And I thought this might be fun to bring to the show today, just because there are some wild replies to this, and I thought we could explore those replies. His was, my friend's little sister was in drama class and slid across the stage on her stomach, and a piece of wood was sticking up and impaled her. She had to be airlifted to Duke Hospital.
Hey, yo. Yo. Impaled.
That's really, I don't know if I'd call that, I mean, it's wild. I don't know if I'd call that an urban legend. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see it. Like, it's
Sounds
something
like
that
an
they,
urban
like, tell kids. They tell kids, they're like, don't slide across the stage because you get impaled and go to the hospital. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it now. My reference, I'm understanding the idea of what they mean by an urban legend now.
For Dare Week, they staged a drunk driving accident in school parking lot and had the kids who died in the accident sit in class all day silently in corpse paint. Then someone dressed as the Grim Reaper would come into classrooms and pull out more kids.
Yeah, my school did that too. That was called Every 15 Minutes. They did it at schools across the country. This is actually a very common thing that happened at a lot of high schools at that time. And we didn't have the Grim Reaper because we were a Catholic school and they didn't agree with that, but the rest of it did happen. In fact, this is actually part of what I was going to bring up, is that the thing that makes my school different in theirs is that they literally got like the police and the fire department to come, and they had a kid's mom come and like act as if her son had died and like cry over his body, and she like got really into character and was like sobbing. And yeah, so like one kid died and a few other kids got really messed up. They had all this makeup on of like their like injuries and stuff, and at one point one of the people, they literally got a helicopter to come and airlift the kid out of the thing because he was like so severely injured in the crash. And we had to just like stand outside and watch this happen. And then every 15 minutes somebody left the classroom and the teacher had to read an obituary for them.
Oh my god.
This is like not. This is not. This happened. Yeah, it would take like a.
Hey.
This shouldn't be funny. This is so funny.
Yo.
I mean, it can be funny though because all of these are makeup and pretend broken up cars. That girl's not actually injured. Like, this is.
Are these also public schools? How is Dare getting the funding for this?
It wasn't Dare, I don't think. It was a different thing. It's every 15 minutes. It's some sort of like national organization. Yeah, they had people like cry, but they would see she's like mic'd so you could hear what they were saying, and they had us all stand in the back like that, just fucking watching.
This is like straight people's drag race. This is like there's no other times in our lives where we can be like weird and camp, and so we're just going to
Yeah.
huge
And
elaborate.
and they arrest one of the people, and like people are crying and bloody. This is not uncommon. This happened at like a lot of high schools because I thought it was really weird. And then when I started asking people about it, they were like, no, this happens all the time. Like there's a lot of schools that do this.
The pictures are so funny.
Mine was in, I think, 2012. Yeah, we didn't have any of the Grim Reaper stuff because it was Catholic school, but like this is exactly what happened.
Oh my god.
MLab saying that they did this right before prom every year. Was it effective? I don't know.
Oh, there's a whole video of the one that happened at my high school, so I'll have to watch that later. I just Googled it with my high school, and it's like a photo slideshow. Yeah.
I would like love to know if they saw like a drop in like teenage deaths.
They did not. They did not. It made no difference. That is, I actually read about this recently. This actually did absolutely nothing, and in fact, potentially made things worse.
Yeah, that sounds right. Other replies from this thread. My junior year, an escaped mental patient burst into our trig classroom, and the teacher ran away. That same year, 2 students OD'd in my econ class. The school was run by a former professional athlete who was sexually abusing students and embezzling funds. He later became mayor.
Whoa. An update about the video that I found of my high school's every 15 minutes thing. It is an insane slideshow that was very clearly made in iMovie, has very heavy like transitions and things, and like all the pictures are like really weirdly exposed and stuff. And it is posted by a group called Gordy Mari Films, and it says, our towing company recently assisted Justin Siena High School in their every 15 minutes program. So it's the towing company that towed the cars for the broken car thing, made a whole video of like pictures of the day to show the handiwork they did in like towing the cars to and from to make the crash scene in front of the school.
Amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of good. Yeah.
My like one of the French teachers I had in high school, he was like an older dude, and he was 1 year from retiring, and he put in all his paperwork from it. And he was, at least when I was there, he was like just a regular, just older dude, just teaching French or whatever. And then they denied his request for retirement because they didn't have any other French teachers. I was in college at this point, and one of my friends' like younger sister was taking the French class with him, and he decided, I hate this. I've worked for like years to do a French class, and wrote a love letter to this 14-year-old girl in like French, being like, oh, I want you and everything like that. It went to the school board, and they were like, all right, you can retire now. And they just,
did he do it just to get the retirement?
That's the story. Now it's 2022, so I don't know what it really was, but I think it was that he just wanted the retirement. And at that point, they knew, like, they'll just brush this over the side. You can retire now.
Wow.
Oh my god.
MLab, it sounds like your school might have been like the first school to do this every 15 minutes, like before it was the thing that it was, like, because you said you do it every year. I don't know. Sounds like you might have been part of the original every 15 minutes creation.
But yeah, if you want to read some more wild stories,
Yeah, I'm ready.
great replies. One person says, my hot single BMV convertible driving gym teacher seduced at least half the boys' rugby team. God found out, then tried to kill themselves on the head boys' farm. It was a male teacher. One person wrote, someone I was friends with responded
Sorry,
to.
wait, I head boys farm? What does that mean?
That person's probably British. Like my cousin was actually the head boy at his school. It's just like the school president or whatever. You have like
I'm
a head
sorry,
boy and
head
head
boy
girl.
is the most
Yeah.
wild title for a person. I'm the head boy.
I'm the head boy. Yeah, it's unclear. It's unclear whether they're British. I can't quite.
Looks like they're Canadian.
Possibly, yeah. Purgatory is a Canadian province. Emily Andress is a
Head boy is the
producer known
British
for
thing,
wine.
yes. It's elected by teachers or headmaster, not elected though, I think. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're like literally like teacher's pet is like a role and they give you the like dorkiest name. Does the head boy always get like mercilessly like bullied?
No, it's like the biggest thing that you can like get to. Like everyone wants to be like head boy or head girl of their class and stuff like that.
God,
My
that just
family
doesn't
has
feel
never
right to
let
me.
it on. My family always tells me all the time, like, "Oh yeah, Peter was a head boy. What are you? You are nothing."
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm here to give you a different perspective. That sounds stupid.
I mean, if you've ever heard a British person say the word schedule, like it'll really like turn your stomach.
Mhm.
I think yes. I think norms are just different there.
Yeah, my family was again mostly from Britain, so my parents mostly speak with Britanisms, and so I used to say schedule as well, like in the British
Wild.
way, and like all the different things like Tuesday and like different stuff like that. And then I got to high school, and they made sure I never said that ever again.
Oh no, did you get bullied a lot, BJ?
Yes,
Oh no.
because
That's
of
why he
that.
was never the head boy.
No.
I'm sorry. I should make fun if you went through
No,
so.
no. I'm fine. It wasn't like, oh no, I was bullied. It was just like, yeah, regular stuff.
Can you tell me if you said, did you say urinal or urinal?
I think I just said the same. I just think I said I'm going to take a leak.
Okay, cool. Because I feel like if anything would get you bullied, it's saying it urinal, and so I just hope that didn't happen to
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Aluminium. What would say it like that? That's how my parents say it.
Aluminium.
Wow. Wait, do they have accents or they just say words like that?
See, the thing with my parents are also they're from Zimbabwe. But Zimbabwe was a British colony when they were kids.
Oh.
And then they went to like school in Britain. So it's like very mixed with like being like Zimbabwean, and I'm also like part South African, and then English. It's a lot of just
All
mixed
right.
nonsense.
Makes sense. Cool. Can I give mine from my high school? Because I was gonna say the one for the every 15 minutes thing, but I have another one,
Yeah.
which is that there was a group of kids who, in the middle of the night one night, rubbed a bunch of human feces on the walls of the school. And then the school like canceled prom until they came forward, and yeah, and they eventually got found out and they had to read apology letters over the morning announcements, and if they refused they were expelled, and it was 4 kids and 2 of them got expelled for refusing to read the apology letters. And the whole time whenever we all talked about it we called them the poopatrators. and
Yeah.
and yeah, and so we would always be like, who do you think the poopatrators are? um yes, it was yeah. And Yeah, and it was like a big thing of like the whole thing, like the only thing that anybody at school would talk about is the perpetrators.
Yeah, it is really like the real life American Vandal. Did you see that show, like the mockumentary on Netflix?
No.
Yeah, they did that on that show. I forgot about that show. They like
When was
spread
that
poop
out?
on the
This
walls
might have.
or whatever.
Yeah, this was like I feel like this was like a few years ago. It's like a mockumentary where this guy, it's all high school students, and like someone like I think is it pooped like all over. I forget exactly the nature of the crime, but like the whole show is like a mockumentary of these kids trying to discover who did it.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Yeah. I
And
can't
it's,
remember. I think it was like in 2018 or something. So
Oh yeah, so that would have been. This happened, I think, in maybe 2010, right when the
ah,
pandemic started.
Drew penises. That's all
yeah, I think the second season is
Mm.
about poop, and the first season is about dick drawings.
Oh, okay. Well, we did it first. Yeah, but it was a big mystery, and then eventually, yeah, I forget how they figured it out. But yeah, but this is the thing. I mean, they made this American Vandal show, and it has that, so I feel like it does feel very like urban legendy of that happened. But it definitely happened because I remember when we got to school that
maybe
morning. There's a very angry morning announcement of yeah, they were mad about it.
maybe your school inspired this series.
Yeah, it could be.
And Pearly in the comments is saying that there were a lot of kids who would fuck in random places and then get caught. The most memorable was on the hill the school was on, which was overlooking the highway, and people were driving past and calling the school to let them know two people were fucking.
Narcs.
You gotta fuck in a valley, not on a hill.
I feel like the
good
valley has
advice,
the
though.
same problem though, like the same visibility problem.
Yeah, you can put a tarp on it. In my head, it's a very narrow valley.
So, like a ravine.
Yeah, it's more like a slot in the earth.
Like a fault line.
Yeah, do you guys ever go fucking in the fault line?
Yeah, San
Hey, I'm in
Andreas just gets
California.
it going.
That's
Yeah, in
wow.
this.
Yep. Oh, what it's like that meme, like what if we kissed in the San Andreas fault line?
What if we fucked in the San Andreas fault line?
I didn't realize you could actually see the fault line.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You
Yeah.
probably can't see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's lots of pictures. Like this guy's just walking next to it.
Yeah, well, there was an earthquake in my town, and like the ground did that in a neighborhood, and then there's like pictures of and videos of kids like skateboarding and using it as a jump, which is like the most California thing you could ever imagine. Skateboarders using the fault line as a jump.
I feel like that's just resourceful. Like if you're gonna be the next Tony Hawk, you gotta like figure out your way of doing it.
I think if you search Napa earthquake skateboard, that might bring up the picture. Yeah, there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like it's a ramp. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
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 You're looking good.
Yeah. So that's my town. People making the best out of a bad situation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these guys look so cool. I would be like, when you want to go to the movies?
Yeah, this feels like something that happens in like a Tony Hawk video game.
When do you want to go to the movies to see Jackass Forever, our favorite movie?
Yeah.
Guys, have you seen Jackass Forever? It's a great movie.
I've not seen it.
That was my first movie like back in theaters after the pandemic. I mean, I know it's still the pandemic, but like like when we thought it was over, that was like my first movie when I thought it was over.
Yeah.
Really? And
Yeah.
are you being serious that it's a really good movie?
It's really great. I mean, I love the stunts. The stunts are so funny. like just like the stunts they do. I'm trying to remember. They do this really funny stunt where they like trap these guys in a dark room, and they do what's it called?
Spoiler.
Silence of the Lambs, where they have like what are they called when you can see in the dark and you have those like little helmet goggles on? And so it's all in night vision.
Night
You're
vision?
yeah, and you're watching these guys try to get out of this room, but they put all these like impediments in front of them in the dark. So they open this door, and there's all these like pots and pans hanging from ropes from the ceiling. So they're trying to get out of this hallway, but they keep like banging into the pots and pans.
They do that on an episode of Big Brother. They make an in the dark obstacle course.
It's just like they just like love doing the stunt so much, and they're just
I thought
so,
that like all they did was like put like vice grips on their penises and stuff.
no, if they do a huge range of stunts, and they're all like very creative. There's all this sort of stuff. There's like they put a big glass tube on two people's heads, and there's like a small pathway between the tubes, and like there's a spider in the middle, and they're trying to blow the spider into the other guy's helmet. It's really funny.
Oh my god, I hate that. I could not watch that movie. I mean, I wouldn't watch it because I don't really watch movies, but
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
oh my god, I would hate this. Everything about this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
They do one stunt where this guy tries to light a fart while in water, and they like rig up this whole machine so that they can light the fart properly. And the fart, when they light up the fart, it is like it genuinely feels like a huge success.
That reminds me, do you have any tweets about the grates in Boston on Boylston Street being on fire today?
Oh, I didn't know that. What was on fire today?
On Boylston Street, the grates. Yeah, no, this isn't.
That's not it.
Oh yeah, so it's that. But yeah, it happened today. So yeah, I think the NBC Boston one has maybe a good picture of what happened. Yeah. It's just like there's like a bunch of videos that people are taking on their cameras that are just like there's like a big fire in the middle of the street.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's why I don't live in Boston. I live in a place where there's never crime and never anything bad happening. New York City, baby.
Yeah. Nothing's ever on fire in New York.
Nope. A clean utopia.
All thanks to your mayor, Eric Adams.
Yeah, there. See that picture? Did you see that one?
This one, yeah.
And everybody's just like going about their day, and there's just like open flames coming out of the ground in multiple places.
Like we were talking about this like before the show starts, but we've all been in hell. So if you just see like flames going off, you're just like, whatever. This is just normal. I've got a meeting to go to.
There's one video that I saw that the person who was taking the video was saying, why is it on fire? Like, where is that coming from? And then she's like, I think that truck right there like might explode. And she was just like, but she was still standing there taking the video, but she was kind of like, I'm not really sure what's happening, but there's like a big open flame. But she just was like talking through all of the things that this could mean. Like,
yeah,
if there's an open flame like that, like there might be like a huge gas line explosion. Like you should get out of that area. This is my PSA. If you see an open flame on a city street that's coming clearly from underground, leave the area.
You know, Lisa, if you're going to get got, you're going to get got. Might as well enjoy the time. I get that lady. I get that energy.
I knew you guys would bring your two very distinct perspectives on this issue.
Look at that man walking like right past the flame.
Yeah,
like go away from the area, sir.
Yeah, it's hard to feel fear sometimes in the moment. Sometimes you look back and you're like, I should have been more afraid.
I was at a bus stop once, And
Yeah.
the bus stop was across the street from a gas station, and the guy was filling the gas tank, and it just started overflowing onto the onto the ground outside of the car, and he started freaking out like, ah, and like the gas was everywhere, and I was standing there, and I was like, this could be a real problem, like that could explode, and I'm right here. And I had the thought of like I should leave, but then I was like, my bus is about to get here, and I don't want to miss it, and so I stayed. And they like came out and put a bunch of sand on it and like did some stuff to make it not explode. But I did make the choice to stay there because I didn't want to miss my bus and wait another 10 minutes.
Yeah. And it seemed like in that instance, like you're here talking to us, so everything worked out fine.
Yeah. So I guess I don't always follow my own advice.
I mean, who does?
Are we just looking at images of gas explosions?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, they can be pretty
That was-
powerful.
Yeah, PG&E blew up a whole town. Fuck PG&E. I mean, they also caused almost all of the fires in California.
Yeah. We'll talk about the California fires next week on the show with our special guest, Lisa, again. Lisa will come back to talk about the California fires. But now I want to talk about this car. Apple's self-driving car could feature VR technology and no windows. And I really liked this quote tweet from Josh Frulinger, which has right now 80,000 tweets, 80,000 likes. And he writes, a fun fact is that the very first subway cars ever built in London had no windows because the engineers were like, why would you need them? You're underground. But they quickly had to add them because people went insane.
What does it look like in the inside of it? Does it just look like your home screen on your like phone, like your iPhone? Like,
have you ever seen like an Apple TV loading screen where it's just like the Grand Canyon and a drone slowly like floating over it?
Uh-huh.
I assume it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be like the city, but it's like the screensaver is like they move a little bit where it feels like you're sort of navigating the world that you're in. There's one that's like jellyfish. I feel like that's what's on the inside.
You're just gonna be watching jellyfish. You're just gonna watch this while you're in like endless traffic in your VR car.
It wasn't that one, it was the other one, but yeah.
Your car has just decided to go 165 miles, but you don't even know because you're watching that screen.
I mean, personally, for me, the reason I take a car places is often to be able to see outside, right?
Wait, say that again?
Sorry, I'm eating a mini bell pepper.
That's okay.
We got a new food in the rotation. We got a new one. Pew pew pew.
Yeah, I had some prosciutto. I had a few different kinds of cheeses, some Triscuits. I have some carrots. I ate all the cherry tomatoes while you didn't notice that I was eating them, but I was eating them the whole show. And then now I'm getting into the mini bell peppers.
Guys, did you
I'm
know?
so sorry. I promised I would stop eating when the show started, but I just have this bowl of delicious vegetables sitting next to me.
You
I
couldn't
can't
help yourself. You saw it and you're like, I need.
Look at it.
Guys, if any of you guessed if and what Lisa was eating at the beginning of the show, you win 50 2MB points.
I was being so sneaky. You didn't notice I was eating at all.
I'm here to explain to you guys how my show works in the sense that when I'm sharing my screen, I am looking at the thing I'm sharing. I have not looked at either of your faces for the last 50 minutes.
And I've eaten like 20 cherry tomatoes, so I win.
It is not hard to fool me because I can't see you, so you should take no pride in it.
I take all the pride because I didn't know that. BJ, did you notice me eating the cherry tomatoes?
You know, I'm just distracted by what can Apple actually make a good car? Like, why? I don't think I would want to drive an Apple car.
But as you know, with all of these things, it's not whether you want to or not. It'll happen eventually. Just give
I
up.
know. I know.
Like, remember when Facebook changed from the wall to the timeline and everybody was like, no! And nobody did anything. And it's been the timeline for a long time. And we have no power in the face of these tech companies. Like, I'm probably going to drive one of those Apple cars. I hate it. I hate it.
You'll just be driving it, you'll be crying. You're like, I hate this so much.
You know?
But it is
So-
really smooth and great miles to the gallon.
You know? And then it'll have a lot of things wrong with it, but you'll explain it away because there's something about the experience that feels right to you. Anyway.
This car really feels like Angry Birds.
This car to me is like so incredibly like foreboding. I'm like, either this car is just going to kill the person inside instantly, or it'll become self-aware and instantly become the Patrick Bateman of cars or the Christine of cars. I guess we already have fictional murderous cars to draw inspiration from. What I'm saying is this car is going to kill someone instantly. Just look at its weird little smirk.
Yep. This should be the villain in Disney's and Pixar's Cars 18. Now the cars are killing.
Someone said that the point of Cars, or one thing you learn about the movie Cars, is that Cars imagines a world where there's just cars and not people, and the point of Cars is that no infrastructure has had to be changed whatsoever. The cars thrive in a humanless society because we've built our society for cars.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And that's why they're
That's
why they're in America, because they couldn't survive in Europe with all those trains.
I know.
Let alone Japan. They would die off.
I lived with my nephew and his family for a summer when he was like 4, and I watched Cars like I want to say like 400 times while I was there. It was at least once a day, if not 2 or 3 times a day. So I'm very aware of the plot of Cars, if anybody's curious. Actually, well, so he was really young, so there was a lot of action up front in Cars, and then it kind of gets into like the plot and like a little bit of a romantic story and some morals and things. And we never really made it past the biggest like action scene because he was 4 and didn't really understand what was happening.
Yeah.
So I know the first half of Cars really well.
Is this just Cars, or does this extend to Cars 2 and Cars 3?
So I want to say there's 4 Cars movies, but maybe there's 2 or 3. But maybe there's just 3. But I know that we watched, I think, Cars 1 and 3. But his mom refused to watch Cars 2. I guess she watched it once and had like a real big objection to it, and so we never watched Cars 2.
I've heard from a lot of parents that Cars 2 is like one of the worst Pixar movies of all time.
Wow, yeah, that's really interesting that's like, because I thought that was just like something about her that she didn't like it. So it's good to know that like everyone agrees Cars 2 was a mess.
Yeah. Have you heard that, Rachel?
I don't know enough about Cars to know about the purported quality of each car movie. I just know that the internet loves to discuss how the cars are alive and what and like how procreation works. They really love to dive into the biology of the cars because it's one of those premises that doesn't seem to really hold muster if you think about it. But it is intriguing in several respects.
Yep.
After of all of those times watching Cars, I never once thought about that. Yeah, like the world was exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you see what Abolish the Senate saying about Cars 2? Supposedly the Cars 2 plot is basically eugenics was right.
Well, I guess I understand her objection to it now. I remember her being vehemently, but not really getting into specifics, but vehemently against Cars 2. So that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I've heard that from multiple different parents being like Cars 2 is awful.
And it would have to be really bad because if you watch Cars 1 so many times, like the idea that your kid might watch a different version of it, like would be appealing. So to then still be like, no, like it must be really bad.
Yeah, so we have a few more tweets to look at tonight. If you guys are up for it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone wrote, what's the male equivalent of the live, laugh, love sign in the home? And someone retweeted, quote retweeted with the pull-up bar. Would you guys agree or disagree? This is the male equivalent of the live, laugh, love sign.
It's very basic. I have to admit, I had it when I was in college. I had it at my first apartment outside of college. It's the most live, laugh, love, bro-y thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
I also have one of those. It's not that exact model, but it's similar, and I do consider myself to be something of a bro. So,
do either of you use your pull-up bar?
I don't have mine anymore. It got lost away.
Did you use it?
When I had it? Oh,
yeah.
Definitely. Anytime I would walk into the hall, and because I was with all my friends, we put it in a communal space. You gotta get yourself 10 pull-ups. You gotta
10
stay
pull-ups.
So 10. Pull-ups.
Yeah.
I didn't do a single pull-up. I would like hang on it and flex my arms. That's like the pre-pull-up that you do when you're learning to do pull-ups. And I started getting a lot of pain in my elbows, and so I stopped because I feel like it was doing me more harm than good.
So at that point, it's just an aesthetic choice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like there now, and like if I took it down, I'd have to put it somewhere else, and like where am I gonna put it? I guess I could give it to somebody, but I don't know. In my head, at one point, I'm gonna learn how to do it right, so I don't get that problem anymore.
If you want Lisa's pull-up bar, please shout out in the comments, and we will mail you Lisa's pull-up bar, which she doesn't use.
Smash that subscribe to 2MB to win a chance to get Lisa's pull-up bar.
9 pull-ups does sound like too much, though. I would never get to another room.
Also, I've moved on to carrots because I ran out of mini bell peppers. So this is the loudest thing. So I'm sorry. I'm muting myself while I chew it. But if you catch me at the wrong moment, you might hear a carrot crunch. I'm so.
That's okay. Here I want to touch on this tweet, which I thought was really good. It has 65,000 likes, and the tweet is, "What's the worst land acknowledgement you've ever seen? I don't know that anything will ever top this. Vancouver Island University acknowledges that we are located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Suniumux people, and we thank them for allowing us to live, laugh, love, and learn here."
No! 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 Turn it off!
Oh, Canada, no!
All right, everybody, there's going to be a poll in the chat. What's worse, that or Cars 2?
Cars 2. Cars 2 or the most hideous land acknowledgement you've ever heard. Another tweet that I wanted to touch on. My first landlord was murdered, and my new landlord is potentially kicking us all out by selling my building, which is all incredibly stressful because there's just no way I'm going to get away with it twice. Legally, this is a joke.
That's a good pun.
How many landlords do you think you could murder before you got caught?
I'm wondering because it says the first one was murdered and the new one is potentially kicking us all out and selling the building. So then you'd have a third landlord. So that's 3 people, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to kill this one so that they don't kick you out?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think after you kill the second landlord, you legally become the landlord.
Oh.
You've conquered.
Yeah.
In some states. I think that's true. I think that's true in California, Maryland, and Michigan.
Yep.
the three big ones.
The three big
We're working on the law in New York to have it happen. When it does, there will be blood on the street.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't really know. I actually don't know if my building has been sold or not. So I don't even know who my landlord is.
That one I already clicked
So
on.
it would be hard.
Hey, gotta love renting, am I right? You don't know who actually owns the building, you're just sending out money every month.
Yep.
Perfect system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the future, we'll all be renting from one guy who's very, very rich. They won't be landlords, they'll just be the landlord.
The landlord. And we'll all have to drive those Apple cars everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy. This is the last tweet I wanted to look at tonight. 2 years later, drinks on me this weekend. 2 years ago, in October 7th, 2020, people from Illinois and Chicago, Facebook was using facial recognition without people's consent, and now there's a class action lawsuit. You got until November 23rd to file. Next image from Zelle, instant permanent from 518, Facebook biometric settlement, $397.
Wow.
You give him your face, but in return you get a cool 400.
Nice.
Wow.
Totally.
And 2
worth
years
it.
later, if you were that landlord, you would have died before you got it.
That's true.
Damn. I did see the person that responded to it. I missed out on $400. I missed out on $400.
Everyone's really upset in the comments. They're like,
Are you from Chicago though?
I could be for $400 in this economy.
BJ's like, I can be from the city you want me to be from.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There was like a class action lawsuit for like the Gap and Old Navy, and it was like if you bought anything between 2015 and 2017, you'll get like a certain amount of money. And I don't usually like apply to things, but 2015 is when I graduated from college, and I needed to get a lot of work clothes for cheap. And so I got a lot of Old Navy and Gap stuff. And I filled out that class action lawsuit. I am waiting for my $80, please.
$80 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
I
work
got
yeah.
What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh, I did a class action lawsuit for Drizzly. And it was apparently just like $11. And they gave it to me on this weird gift card where you can't use more than the gift card amount. Like you can't like supplement the gift card with like other forms of payment. So I have to now, it was like $11.47, and now I have to buy something that's exactly $11.47. And you can't use it in stores, you can only use it online. So if anybody knows of like a good object that I could buy for $11.47, let me know. I already have a pull-up bar, so I don't need another one of those.
With inflation, those things are $11,000 now.
Oh, so I should be hanging on to it as a asset.
It's an investment.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it was left in my apartment.
Down. Bitcoin's going down, but pull-up bars are going up.
An important note about me having that is that it was left in my apartment by a previous roommate. So like I just sort of was like, I guess I could be a pull-ups kind of person.
You said $11.47?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I have gone on Google. I looked under good object, and right now we're doing min-max at 1146 to 1147. So here's
All right.
a lot of books.
I do like math books.
Mm-hmm. You can
That's a good basket.
That's a great basket. You get a portable compass.
You can get Rosie's
what is that bra?
Let's look at this bra for a second.
What is that?
Oh, it's for post-op. but I feel like
Oh.
there's a lot of hooks. Like I feel like if you had surgery on your boobs and you had to hook all of those things on, like that would be a problem, no?
Yeah.
Because when you have to like hold it together.
The hooks are
Oh no, it
actually
goes
getting rid of
over your bra.
Yeah, there's a lot of text here. I'm not sure if it's answering your question though, regarding all the whys there. But if you are
Oh,
interested,
there's that little sign that says welcome.
oh yeah, it barely says welcome. It is extremely chaotic cursive. Probably why it's 11:46 and not 11:47. You can also get a little backpack that's green. You can get a coin from Austria, and you can get a breathable sausage mold with lid baking.
Is that a knockoff Lion King Game Boy game?
Roy Lion.
I believe this is not
It
a
says
knockoff.
the King Lion.
Yeah.
This might be just a French version. It may or may not be a knockoff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Roy Lion.
You can also get the 2008 Italy Bulletin Giornata of Philately.
No way! I've been looking for the 2008 Italy Bulletin Giornata of Filete Min.
Oh, it's a postage stamp.
Oh.
Oh, but they have tax. Look at the tax. It says plus tax. So I couldn't afford that.
We don't got
No,
that
yeah,
tax
Patty
money.
range. So yeah, I guess there's a lot to look at, a lot to think about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully it works out. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted.
Thank you. So usually at the end of the show, I cede it to Adi, and he shows us his parenting meme of the week. But I'd love to ask you guys, did you have anything you'd like to show our audience to end the show, to wrap the show up with?
Oh my gosh, I didn't plan for this, but I did. Maybe.
Yeah.
This might be really embarrassing, actually.
Then we must do it.
Let me see. I need to like open this folder. So I made my own apartment in The Sims and myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a picture because I made my apartment and I put me in it, like my whole apartment, like with my roommates' rooms and everything. And then I put my sim that was made to be me in the apartment. And then what she like immediately did, first she went on the couch that I always sit on and started reading a book, which is what I do. And then she went into her room and started playing The Sims. So I do have a picture of my sim in my room playing The Sims.
That's just good algorithm right there.
Let me. How do I share? Share screen. Okay, share screen. Select window. So preview I think is. Okay, I have to open my system preferences. Let me. I have to do my Touch ID. If you have something, I've never shared my screen.
Keep on going, because I have nothing to share, Rach. I got nothing. So
Okay.
we're going to see a sim that's just going to knock the socks off of all of
Okay, hold on. It said that I wasn't allowed to share. It's not letting me.
Can you show us on your phone? Is there
I could send the picture to my phone.
Yeah, and then put the phone up to the screen. I like it when solutions are as low tech as possible.
Yep.
Okay. It's on my computer at the moment, so I have to first message myself with it.
This is a saga. You're seeing this in real time. Like,
well, this is because I didn't know that I was going to be doing this.
Oh, this is fine. This is just adding drama to it. Will it happen?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I just put my phone on my meat plate. And...
right on the meat plate.
That's what they call it, Chekhov's meat plate.
Yeah, so then the other what was it? I forget what I was even gonna say. But yeah, anyway, I stopped playing The Sims after that happened because it felt like I had done something wrong. Where's my messages with me? I had to send it to my Slack because I don't keep my messages. Okay, ready? Here it is. There I am.
There you are. That's you. That's you playing The Sims as a Sim.
Yep. And I can't. It's tough because I can't show you my apartment because I'm not in it right now. But that's me, my Sim, playing The Sims. That's how it goes sometimes. Was that right? Is that what I was supposed to do? Thank you. You said that was amazing. I do have pictures in my apartment that I could show to show you that it's very accurate, but I don't know if I like have them handy.
You don't need to show pictures of your apartment on this show if you don't want to.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I don't think I could get it quickly because I don't know when I took the pictures. But believe me,
yeah,
it's accurate.
Look, the chat had a question. Did Sims U do the same thing? And there's Sims in Sims room playing The Sims.
I wish. The Sims, when they play The Sims, it's just like a short little video that like loops on the computer screen of them playing like The Sims, and it's like The Sims 1 that they're playing, and it's just like little screen grabs, but it's just a loop, so they don't actually really have any control or power, which is I guess the whole point of The Sims, right?
There you go, kid.
I'm sorry, I have some more
thank you, Lisa, for your sim simming. That's the end of our show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the stream. If you enjoy the show, feel free to subscribe. You can check our About page for ways you can support the channel. And Lisa and BJ, do you have any final plugs or final recommendations or final things you'd like to say to the chat? The floor is yours.
Sure, I'll go first since Lisa's, gnawing on some carrots. If you like this show, come on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time to this channel, 2MB, where you can watch whatever it takes. It's a comedy trivia game show that I host, and we have two comedians going against each other in trivia and also doing some ridiculous challenges. It's a great time. It's fun. It's 1 hour. It's 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So come and join us. And also, you see my socials right there. You can follow me if you like my stuff.
Excellent. Lisa, do you have anything to share?
I would love to be on that show. That sounds like a great time. So I've never seen it, but I'll try to watch it. But I would.
Lisa,
that sounds like right up my alley.
We love your honesty as much as your enthusiasm.
I don't want to lie. That sounds great. It sounds like I would love that. I just have a hard time watching Twitch shows. I'm sorry. Because I'm not good at focusing on it.
No, that's fair. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, BJ.
Wait, I have a plug.
Do you though? Let's hear it. I'm skeptical.
I'm on a Twitch show every week at 9 p.m. on Mondays. It's called Friend Theft Auto, where I host with some of my friends, and a couple people play Grand Theft Auto, and while they play the game, you get to experience the joy that is this interacting with other people, having a great time. So, yeah, that's my plug. 9 p.m.s on Mondays, right here on 2MB Studios. It's a great time. I take back what I said. Twitch is easy to watch.
The easiest. Watch all the shows on 2MB.
I do like the shows, and excuse me, I get overwhelmed because it's like there's so many, but it's like if you pick one that you like and keep watching it.
Rachel is the executive producer of this channel, which makes it even
I know,
funnier.
I'm aware of that. I know. Oh my god, I just am really not doing well at talking right now. I love you, Rachel.
What I love about this is that I started the outro and Lisa's like, no, I need to plug something. And then she like went right back into the spiel and I'm like, you didn't have to dig. I gave you an out. Like we could have stopped the show by now.
But I really did want to plug my show.
No, I understand. But now we're too far gone. And now
Lisa's an agent of chaos.
I'm so sorry. I came in hot today and
it's okay. You're in California, so we understand what that does to a person. Guys, this has been Lisa. This has been BJ. Follow them both and enjoy their own respective shows on Mondays and Friday. This Friday, go see, I mean, stay in your home and see BJ's show, whatever it takes. Don't get COVID. Stay inside and watch his show and learn. This has been Rachel. This has been Lisa. This has been BJ. This has been Honorable Mentions. Have a great night, great rest of your week, and we'll see you with brand new guests next week at 9:30. Love you very much. Good night, good luck, and good posting.
Bye.